The African continent has been hit by unprecedented economic crisis since the outbreak of COVID-19, with slow recovery gravely disrupting growth, pushing millions of Africans into poverty. The decline in economic activity forecasted at 7.6% essentially marks the undesirable impact of previous years. A convergence of experts from Ecowas English-speaking countries in Banjul is discussing the slow pace of recovery, taking stock of the current inflation and macroeconomic estimates for 2022. The convergence will shape tangible mechanisms and contribute to efforts orienting national and sub-regional policy development and programs, and assess the impact of the recent crisis to produce short-term forecasts. Africa is faced with vast structural trials such as climate change, posing environmental threats and disruption of supply chains in energy. Food and agriculture inputs has drastically contributed to increased inflation and food scarcity.
Following the devastating impact of COVID-19 in 2020, the economies of the region rebounded from recession. In 2020, the economy contracted by almost 1%, 0.8%. But in 2021, it posted a growth rate of 4.2%. The recovery was largely attributed to performances of all member states.
The war in Ukraine has dire economic consequences on African countries dependent on imports and has pushed millions below the poverty line as food and fuel prices escalate.
This seminar is being organized at a difficult time for the world and for Africa. Our region, West Africa, is strongly impacted by a series of unprecedented crises, in particular, the lingering effects of the COVID-19 health pandemic, which led to the first recession in the region in decades. And now, the Russia-Ukraine conflict that has disrupted energy, food, and agricultural supply chain.
The Gambia is amongst targeted countries including Ghana, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone, sharing best practices, assessing recent economic challenges to enhance institutional collaboration.
In many of our countries, we're seeing record inflation levels, for some countries in double digits for the first time after a very long period of single-digit inflation. We're also seeing downward trends, sometimes contraction, in GDP growth rates. We know that all these challenge our development trajectory in the sub-region, and in many instances also erode some of the gains that we have registered. We also know that the impact of these challenges are not uniform for different segments of our society. If anything, these challenges are really exacerbating the inequalities that exist in our countries and in our communities.
According to experts, progress has been made in the Ecowas single currency, while in 2019, global GDP growth was marked at 2.5%. It sank in the following year with tentative recovery in 2021. The emergence of global unrest and war has additionally decreased economic dynamics and growth.
Conducted at a timely period, the export analysis is banked on authentic data to help strengthen economic resilience in the coming years, with responsive strategies to help tackle unprecedented economic crisis in the sub-region. Reporting for GHS News, I am Aminata Sanyang.